do it.
What's going on, everybody? This is Xavier Josiah of Acmg TV, and I am here with the cast of Living in 8-Bit. So, without further ado, introduce yourselves.
Well, I'm Ponder.
I am Mike.
And I'm Joe. And I'm just a black man hanging out with these guys.
In an alley on the side of a building.
Yeah, exactly. So, guys, you guys do a podcast, or not a podcast show, but actually a TV show, basically covering really good comedic skits based upon some of our favorite video game characters. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, Living in 8 Bits is a web series that takes the tropes, the memes, and the ideas of old video games, the logic of them, especially the Nintendo era, and we apply them to real life in sketch comedy. And we do it because we're part of that generation. We grew up with the Nintendo, and there's always those weird things like, you know, wouldn't it be funny if what would Mario be like in real life, or so on and so forth. So we take those sketches, or those ideas, and we make sketches out of them. So we've done, like, Simon Belmont's Descendant of today. Well, what kind of vampires would he fight from today? The vampires from Twilight. What if Mario wasn't this great person, this hero that you always wanted around, but instead a really stalkerous plumber? So we had that. Or Ponder plays a scientist that works for Dr. Wily, who has to help design robot masters.
Oh, jeez.
So that's pretty much what it is. We take like Mega Man, Zelda, Mario, Contra, and we apply those games to these sketch comedies. And we're syndicated on RetroWare TV. People seem to like us. We had a nice panel here at J1Con. We're standing room only, I gotta say. And
still standing now.
And we're still standing.
Yeah. So with that said, exactly, what goes into doing this? Because you guys have a lot of special effects going on here. I mean, this is not really a normal show. You guys put really good effort and emphasis on it. So how does it, come about that you're able to do this on a daily basis, or how long does it take for you to do this, for that matter?
It varies. What we usually start with is we come up with an idea, and a lot of times it's us just sitting around having a beer or something, and just being like, hey, that would be funny, or we used to have get-togethers where we get together and play games, or even during shoots.
Yeah, during shoots.
During shoots, like we were shooting an episode back in season 2.
Right.
It was a Pokemon episode, and Joey and Jeff, another one of our cast members, started talking about, wouldn't Double Dragon be funny? Wouldn't it be funny if we did Double Dragon? And they spent 2 years writing a script, and we did an episode. That was episode 20, and then Double Dragon was 40, so it was 20 episodes later.
Wow.
So that's really where it comes down to, but sometimes it's just like, it clicks.
And are you guys seasonal based, or are you pretty much just like, it's whenever an episode just comes about, you just do it?
We try, we try to do it once a month when we can.
We try to have something consistent, like.
Because as somebody who puts together and edits and does stuff, I know how rigorous it can be to do. So to do what you guys do and do it with a team, writers and actors and voice actors and all the stuff, it can really be very interesting.
Absolutely.
We couldn't do it without a team leader.
Yeah, that's true. Mike sort of is the glue, kind of holds it all together.
Like, he rounds us all up.
Yeah, but he's cool. I mean, he lets us take control of our own stuff. Like, if I want to write a script or something, and like he's like, "Hey, man, that's your script, so you can shoot. You can get the location together."
So you created Image Comics, pretty much. Is that what you're saying?
I've created a monster that can't be controlled. But our series is based on because a lot of us were theater actors.
Okay.
So, and a lot of us as theater actors, we did improv and all that. So, what makes it fresh and makes it seem like we're having fun is that it's kind of off the cuff. So when we're shooting, yeah, we may have a script, but we allow them to just go and have fun. So if they think that this will be funny, they just say it on the spot. We all crack up laughing off camera. But if it works, it works. So improv is such a big part of what we do, and a lot of that is because of the theatrics of our background.
Has anything that you've written or thought about on, the old saying, in writing sounds good? Doesn't, you try to do it and hasn't been, come to part? Have you went through that?
Yeah, there's been a couple episodes that have been. We have a lot that have been written that never saw the light of day.
Right.
A lot of ideas that are still there, sitting, that haven't been written. We have half-written scripts. There's a lot of things that we've tried to do. It's just unfortunately for one reason or another hasn't happened.
Right.
Or sometimes it's just like, it doesn't work as well. Right? Sometimes it morphs into something else. So like one of our most popular running characters is something we call the box art cover model. And he's a commando based on Contra or any of those other old games. Yeah, like pretty much like think of the box art model on the cover of every 80s movie, action movie. Well, the idea was originally pitched to me by Jeff, one of our actors, saying like, well, what if you did an episode on the guy who used to be the model but can't get work anymore because it's all people with CGI helmets or something. And I said, so I came back with him, I fired back at him with the idea of, well, what if it was the actual commando and he's still working but he used to be a real commando? So, and on top of that, because he's a model, he is a photographer following him all around, everywhere. So we have now a series of episodes based around these characters that just grew from that. So it's just throwing ideas at the wall, whatever sticks, sometimes goes and sometimes it morphs into something else.
Now, how did all of this come to fruition? Like, where did this just out of the blue? Because this is a significant type of theme in a project to do. So where did it start? How did it come about?
Well, I mean, we're a film production company, Mixing Us Productions, and we've done all kinds of films and worked on commercials and other sorts of things. Right before this, about 2009, we produced a feature film. And it toured film festivals and all that, but anybody who's done film knows that it's a very hard process. It's emotionally draining, incredibly draining. So for me personally, I wanted to do something that was back to the days of when you get together with your friends, you take out the camera and go. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's good. It doesn't matter. And that's really where it came down to. It's like getting your friends together and making a couple sketch comedy. And that's how it really came to be. And once the internet kind of came around, because I was 2009, 2010, YouTube just started kind of really becoming YouTube. Like it existed in like 2005,
right?
But it seemed like then people realized like, oh, you can make money off this. Oh, you can get real viewers off of this.
Right, absolutely.
So we had not tried that medium. So doing video game humor, sketch comedy, short videos with your friends, it just seemed like that was the perfect avenue, and since then we've just grown and very graciously, and we're very gracious and humble about it. We've gotten a nice little fan base.
I wouldn't listen to him on that too much. Before I saw him, he was actually just throwing money up and down really quick. So
yeah, I was doing one of these.
Make it rain.
He was throwing green M&Ms at people. He just flipping off people every once before I tried to shake his hand. It was like before he realized what was going on. So
that's me.
Don't take that too lightly.
That's.
But also along with you guys, you have other writers as well. So let's talk about them also.
Yeah, Joey is one of our writers. He's written a couple episodes, and Matt Conan from Cinevore Studios and Steph Uhas from Cinevore Studios. Pretty much everybody contributes in their own way, especially in the improv. There's always people contributing jokes in there. Ponerai is like my one-off joke guy. Like he's the one who would give me that one-liner. Like it won't be a whole script, but that one-liner that will just kick it home.
Right.
But you guys could talk more about how contributing.
Yeah, I started off just acting back when Mike started this whole thing, and I started to go to school for writing and taking writing seriously. And then I just, when we were filming with Pokemon, I think we just said, hey, why don't we just throw a script together on Double Dragon? And so I started writing an episode and passed it back to Mike, passed it back to Jeff, the other cast member, and from there it was just kind of fun to sort of being that whole process from inception. You know, just start with an idea, write it down, and then actually make something of it, which is really fun part of the process. So how about you?
No, I mean, it's always sort of a group effort. Like Mike said, I mean, I'm sort of, when the episode's being filmed, an idea will come to me, and that's when I'll have most of my ideas. But yeah, we have to give credit, you're right, to the people who aren't here as well, like Matt and Steph, who are really vital in that process. And we pass ideas along, and it gets done that way, in a friendly way. And I think
that's the
best way
thing.
to do it.
And I think that's the big process of why it probably works so well, is that friendship factor. You know, it's not just a bunch of employees clocking in and clocking out. You guys, part of the fun of making it. I think that's the reason why Family Guy has lasted this long. One, because they're on acid. Two, because they know each other, and they just happen to be on acid. So basically, what are you guys' biggest challenges of doing the show? And what was one of your most challenging, and what was one of your favorites out of the whole thing?
Most challenging definitely was the Ladies of Lament. I think the big ensemble episode where we had to get every cast member together. There were special effect shots on that. There was, you know, crane shot with the camera, the dolly, and everything. And that was a fun episode. I liked it.
It's very difficult because we all lead very different lives. I mean, this is not our day job. We all have day jobs, but this is what we come to on our off time, and this is what we do together on our off time. But it's hard because we all have very different schedules. So trying to get everyone together at one time, it's actually, the writing is the easy part. Sometimes, even though filming can be difficult, the only reason what makes filming difficult is when we're pressed for time, because we only have someone for a 2-hour window or a 3-hour window. But I mean, that's the pressures of what comes with filmmaking. Ladies Lament was a difficult episode because there were so many different elements. We had just about every cast member in that episode in some capacity. We blew up a car in the episode. I mean, we did so many weird things.
Yeah, because normal people do that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. And our last Wiley Corp interns episode, which was another Mega Man themed one, there were so many different elements that had to come together for the final product. So we were shooting with one actor one day on a green screen and another actor another day on a green screen, and they shared the same scene and had to interact with each other. Yet somehow we got it to go while we were shooting the main section of it another day, and then another section of it another day, which also featured explosions and other things. So it's like, that's what makes it difficult, trying to pull this all together on no budget. There is no money behind this series at all. We don't get really paid for this. We get a couple bucks in ad money. There's apparently a car chase coming by.
Live in Acmg TV.
Anything can happen.
I think collectively though too, there's like a challenge in raising the bar. I mean, we're 50 episodes in now, so it's like, how can we keep the series evolving? You know, how can we deliver new things? You know, how can we raise the viewers' expectations? How can we raise our own expectations? How can we challenge ourselves? You know, what can we do to keep the series moving forward and, you know,
and just for the record, you guys haven't gotten to that place like Dave Chappelle where you're gonna go to Africa and, you know, go crazy because you're getting too big for your britches now, right?
Definitely not.
Okay. Just
I don't know about Mike. I don't know about Mike.
Well, you know, because remember, I'm
wheels are
throwing
like curling his head.
throwing dollars. You know?
Exactly.
He makes it rain.
Apparently so.
That's not a bad
And what about
idea.
you? What was your most challenging out of the out of doing the whole entire thing?
I mean, I guess I have to go all the way back to the beginning. I mean, I still am sort of. Sort of.
Sorry.
Hey,
I totally do that myself.
I don't talk that much.
You are not a squirrel.
But I'm terrified of being on camera and being judged by everyone on the internet.
Is that right?
But I don't know, you just get over it. Every time it gets a little bit easier, and
I was judging him.
yeah, I felt it. But yeah, just getting out there and putting yourself out there and doing it. It seems really hard, but
And I'm
you
sure
can do
having
it.
a great group to work with also
Sure,
is a
yeah,
big
right.
help with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like I've only been with these guys for just like hours on end for the first time, and I can tell that the vibe that these guys have is just like, oh, just shoot your shit with that.
Right. Yeah.
Pretty much.
If you really want to see what we're like together, we've done on our channel a couple times some tournaments. We did a Blades of Steel tournament and a Tecmo Bowl tournament. Just watch. That's all you gotta do.
And there are plenty of Blades of Steel and Tecmo Bowl fans out there. I don't think that'll be a problem at all.
Yeah, you watch those and you will find out. We also have done like comment response videos, but I think where people really get to know us is conventions like this.
Yeah.
We come to the conventions, we do a lot of recap videos, we get to meet people, and that's really I think where we kind of come out to shine.
Right. So what's next for you guys? Were there any other projects that are coming out special that, any exclusives that you want to bring up?
Well, with Cinnabore Studios, we're always doing different projects, teaming up with them. Couple things on the horizon I can't talk about too much. But
I don't even know.
He's the guy that tells everything, so they don't want to tell.
But yeah, it comes to whatever, because even though it's a fun web series and it's about video games, it's still art. It's still creating, and as an artist, you still have to get that inspiration the same way. I can't just click a light and be like, here's a Living in 8-Bits episode. It doesn't work that way.
Right, absolutely.
And
I think people have a hard time of understanding, those who are not in the know have a hard time understanding. I have people who tell me about like when my show is going to come back on, or when I'm going to be able to do this, and when am I going to do this new image. Like, I could just do it just like that. We make it seem like that because it's years of practice, people.
Yeah.
Reality,
it's not easy.
No.
Something we can talk about, though, I mean, we're coming up on 50 episodes. And I mean, you do the math, we've been like once a month on average, 50 episodes. We've been doing it forever.
Yeah, we're thinking about launching a DVD Kickstarter soon.
Very nice.
So we'll put out a DVD set of our entire series up to this point.
Very cool.
It'd be nice to bring stuff with us to these conventions, like for our little booths, and be like, hey, look, we've done something.
Right.
And it's also cool because we saw success with our sister studio, Cinnabore Studios, Matt and Steph, with their series Nerd vs. Geek, which I was a director of photography and editor on. They successfully did a DVD Kickstarter, and now they have DVDs at conventions, and it's this awesome set of season 1 and all these behind the scenes and commentaries and all this great stuff. I want the same thing. I want it for us.
Right.
And so I think that'll be cool to do. So I think in our immediate future, it's really getting to the 50th episode and getting a DVD out there, getting something out there for the fans who have supported us.
Absolutely. So where can they find Living in 8-Bit, as well as any other projects that you guys are working on right now?
Well, if you look down here, yeah, right around here.
You know the deal.
You will have
this area.
the Facebook at Living in 8-Bits. You will have the Twitter at Living in 8-Bits.
And the
YouTube at Mixed Nuts Productions.
Where does
You're blocking the Facebook, man!
darn
What
it.
are you doing?
Get out of the way!
Son of a...
You're in a shot, dude.
Do I just touch it and it goes there?
Does it work like that? Like,
You're trying to make it hard for me now.
I know.
wait, what is Facebook doing up there now?
No!
Why did you-
Explosions!
And there's the Terminator.
This will be our last interview with the cast. No, gentlemen, thank you so much. It's
Thank
been
you.
It's been fun. I look forward to checking out everything that you do and more from here. And guys, check out Living in 8-Bit. Check out these wackos, and expect more from them soon. And hopefully, yes, when the Kickstarter comes, definitely support. So this is Dak Xavier Josiah of Acmg TV with the cast of Living in 8-Bit. We're out. We're going back to the con, and then we're going to bed.
Yeah, thanks.
Get out.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
Subscribe.